Good morning. It's a frosty one, -2 at the moment, and I suppose it's fitting really about the weather. It's chilly, you know, it's sub-zero, a bit like our economy at the moment. You know, all those clever dicks out there that, you know, bashing the Tories for as long as they was. You know, vote Labour, they know the way forward. They'll fix things. Yeah, they fixed it all right. And how else can I put a finer point on it? But another senseless stabbing on a bus, 14 years old. And it really does make you think, what's happened, you know, just in general to people. You know, what, we stopped using our brains, you know, just lemmings running off the edge of a cliff. I've heard other things that are going on, or may potentially go on, and a lot of it I can very well believe. You know, society around the country, yeah, society is really depleted, you know, in terms of morale, in terms of standards, even just general care of each other. Just a bit like the temperature, -2. You know, we're no longer in a surplus and positives. We're in debt and in minuses. So being a dad, I mean, it's hard enough as it is. I was actually having a conversation with someone only a couple of hours ago about how much harder it is being a man in a society that don't really appreciate you. Let's have it right. Men aren't appreciated. Not like we should be. You know, if you're a strong man who has good morals and ethics, you're labelled as a misogynist because you hold those old school traditional standards of what a real man should be. You know, the name for it is chivalry, but apparently today it's called misogyny. Crazy. Let's throw some light on the subject. And what? Women are being told that they no longer need men, you know, be a strong, independent woman. I've got nothing against women going out and earning their own. I know why you would want to, and also know why the government actively encourage it, and all these so-called political commentators. And let's have it right. Women out there, they want you to work, because how do the government collect taxes? Through earned income. So if you're out there working, you're earning income, so you're being taxed. You're just boosting that false economy. But we'll park that, you know, because if you're that strong, independent woman and you don't need a man, and you know you can freeze your eggs and wait to start a family, then good on you. I genuinely mean that. Good on you. If that's how you're built, fantastic. But don't be upset when you get a strong independent man that don't want to play ball. He don't want to play your game. We're living in a funny time where certain people are demonised and dehumanised for wanting things to stay traditional. And if you're one of the progressive lot, you're champions. For whatever reason. You know, that I can't quite put my finger on it. Why, if you're, let's say, part of the progression movement, why you can't be pulled apart? Because let's have it right, in my granddad's day, or even in my dad's day, so we're going back to like late 60s, early 70s, there weren't no one being stabbed on buses. There weren't women out there actively looking to dehumanise men. And there, well, yeah, listen, abusive men, you've got them. Okay? You've got abusive men. But the only reason you've got abusive men is because these weirdos out here won't let the real men get at them. You know? A real man will show up one of these false men that pretend to be real men. They'll show them up on all levels. On earned income, on job prospects, on attitude, even down to something as simple as health and fitness. Real men will show these weak men up for what they are. But women don't want to see that. Women would much rather, let's have it right, imprison one of these real men because they're misogynists or they're whatever these buzzwords are that you want to throw out. And again, not to put too fine a point on it, but we're living in a time where men's suicide rates are at record highs. Now, if you're one of these strong independent women, you won't really feel much about it because it's just a figure. You know, it's just a statistic. You're not actually putting a face to these statistics. But these are someone's husbands, sons, brothers, uncles. And this conversation I was having with someone is that everyone's got that support net, that safety net, it seems. You know, children have it, women have it, the LGBTQ society has it, the immigrant society has it, but men are being left behind. So when you got a weak man that's going to go out there and abuse people because they don't feel cared for, that's going to happen. When you've got real men that's just going to stand back and be like, I ain't getting into this fight, this isn't my beef. Up to a certain point, obviously, if someone's coming after your mum, your sister, your daughter, you're going to step in. But for the greater good, and I'm saying this as a real man, and I know I'm a real man because the family I raise, and I'm with a strong independent woman that at least tries to understand me. Now, men aren't complicated, so let's not get confused. Men are not complicated creatures. Men just want an easy life. We're not looking to be in competition with the women in our life. There's no need. We're not even really looking to be in that much competition with other men. We are to a certain extent, but the real competition is with ourselves. We want to wake up every day looking to be better than we was the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that. That's real men. Weak men, I don't know. I'm not a weak man. I don't have weak men around me. I have some loose cannons. Oh, I know plenty of them, but they're not weak. They're just a little bit funny in their ways. But they're not abusive. And so the women out there that are talking how they're talking about men, just know that you are part of the reason why the economy is slumping, because you want to vote for weak men like Keir Starmer, David Lammy, you know, Wes Streeting and the rest of these, I don't even call them men, they're just baby boys. You also are part of the problem where you've got young boys, adolescent boys, teenagers, not thinking it's a problem running onto a bus and stabbing someone in front of people. Because ultimately, they're raised by someone. They have to be. And this is what I mean. In my granddad's day, and even as far back as my dad's day. To be fair, even in say my day, not that I am that aged, but we were raised by women in our lives that we knew what a strong woman actually looked like. And so, because we knew what strong women looked like, and we had strong men around us, we knew a standard that we had to set. It was set for us, and we had to reach that standard, and we couldn't drop below it. If anything, we had to be better than. So, this isn't me trying to draw gender wars. This is just me pointing out somewhat obvious facts that just because you're blowing smoke up each other's arse, that you are strong, independent, that doesn't make it true. It doesn't necessarily make it so. And there will come a time where strong men are going to have no choice but to show their ugly side to all sides of society. And you're going to have all these buzzwords ready for it. But those buzzwords, they're not going to save you. What will save you are these strong men out there which have weathered all this abuse and all this neglect over an extended period of time. And hopefully at that point, hopefully things take a bit of normality, where men and women, they know their roles, and it's not in terms of, no, to coin a phrase from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, know your role and shut your mouth. It's not like that. But in terms of, easiest way to put it, like a football team. Goalkeeper has their role, defenders have their role, midfielders have their role, strikers have their role. They have to play their role and have to play it well in order to get any form of success, because that's what working as a team is. And that's what I cherish with my wife, the woman in my life, is that we work as a team. It's not that I'm better than her, it's not that she's better than me, it's not that we're better than each other. We are in certain things. That's what makes us good in terms of gender roles, is that she's better at certain things than I am, and I'm better at certain things than she is. And that should complement each other. It shouldn't be competition for each other. Just a bit of food for thought, you know, because if we know the roles we play and we home in on making ourselves better and supporting each other better and protecting each other better and help raising our own children and maybe other parents' children who are having a hard time with it. People who have hard times, people, you know, they go into little dips, they hit little speed bumps, they need help. There's nothing wrong in needing help or asking for help. And maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get society back to a good standard.